man with massive strength sport pedigree, Larry Wheels, steps to the arm wrestling table for his professional debut. And he's bitten off a big bite in Schoolboy. Alex Bazaikov's going to present some big problems for him here. He's a vicious top roller. He hits the hand and wrist and tries to take away the strength, which, as we all know, that's Larry Wheels' calling card. It's on, Loz.
It's going to be exciting. I think a lot of people have come from being Larry Wheels fans for today's event, and I know there's a lot of interest in this second match. The first match now that's been added, that's even more excitement for us to get energetic about. Build up towards that heavyweight encounter. Two of the absolute best to do it of all time. Monster Michael Todd and the one and only Devon Larrat.
No limits, Devon Larrat. Rediscovered himself, mate. We've had some very interesting conversations with the athletes throughout this week, and none more so than our conversation with Devon today. Devon sounded incredibly focused, probably the most focused that we've heard from him since the glory days of 2007 to 2012, when he was arguably number one in the world at any weight. Since that time, he's had his ups, he's had his downs, he's had serious injury. I know you know about that. He's experienced some serious setbacks in the sport, but a refocused, massive version of Devon Larrat is over in Dubai. 139 kilos of him.
That we're gonna have
right now, we're listening to the referee, Bill Collins.
Best of 6 rounds. If there is a tie, we will go into a 7th round. This is also a 3-foul system, meaning that they can encounter 3 fouls before they encounter a loss. Some of the fouls that you will be seeing will be a running foul, meaning small infractions where position is not gained. If position is not gained, we will not stop the match unless the other competitor pins, and then the match will be started and restopped. The other foul are infractions that causes position change and position gain. We will stop the match and restart. There's also several other rules that come along with this. One is the shoulder cannot cross over the center line. The humerus on the competing arm cannot drop in a decline position towards the shoulder. If it does, a signal will be come up. If they do not come up, they will encounter a running foul. That will be consistent if they still do not come up, so they can't actually foul themselves out. The competitors must have a hold of the peg at all times while they're competing. While they're competing, they cannot interfere with each other. They cannot intentionally push your arms off the opponent's arm, meaning that intentional pushing them off the elbow pad. There are several other rules that come along with it, but we are going to see at the end of the 6th round who earns the right to hold this sword to be the king of the table.
That's a nice looking sword. Let's go over to our on-site host.
Well, to all of our guests here in Dubai, to all of our audience around the world, it is a good evening and welcome from Dubai. We're live down here at the Conrad Dubai for this, the first of its kind here in the region, first of its kind here in the UAE. Welcome to King of the Table, in association with the World Arm Wrestling League. I want to say a few thanks, not just to all those that have turned out down here and all those that have tuned in the world over, but a few thanks to all our partners and sponsors for making this one possible here in the UAE for the first time. Big thanks to Personal Record for being on board, to Rain, to The Beard Struggle, to Core Sports, to Strong Gym, to TRND, and of course our friends at the Dubai Arm Wrestling Club. Lots to look forward to over the course of the next few hours. Plenty going on down here in Dubai. 3 matches, as you've just heard, from the legend that is Bill Collins, who will, of course, be refereeing and officiating throughout proceedings. Each of those matches will equate to 6 rounds. In the event of a tie, a 7th round can be held. So without further ado, we are underway with match number 1 of proceedings, and we will welcome the athletes into the arena for this first of its kind arm wrestling championship right here in Dubai. Who will be king of the table? Let's find out as match number 1 gets underway. And please put your hands together as we welcome the pride of India, all the way from India, Mazahir Saidu.
Here we go, Los. Mazahir Cedu. This is the Emirates champion. His first appearance on the big stage. We'll look at the stats now. 6 feet of him, 229 pounds, about 104.5 kilos. This is a fast top roller. He's got a very, very big advantage in terms of the length of the arm. The hand and wrist is a strength for this man. And that size, that speed, is going to be the primary weapon. Mazahir, super confident, mate.
How much of an advantage is that with having so much size in terms of length and body weight advantage over his opponent?
You know what? We're just going to see evidence of that in a moment. You can see the scale of Mazahir. You can see his size and physicality. We're going to go back to our on-site host and introduce Ray.
Time now to welcome his opponent to the table right here in Dubai. And he's flown in all the way from Latvia, where he is, of course, a living legend of the sport of international arm wrestling. He is the man that they call Mr. Lapins, but you know him as Coach Ray!
Here we go, ladies and gents. Coach Ray Lapins in the house. And what I was going to say a moment ago in answer to your question, look at the stats difference, 5'7". Look at the bicep forearm measurement, the hand size. It's all going to add up and come together. This is a clash of styles, mate. We got a guy who favours the inside techniques. He's short, he's powerful. He wants this match to happen in a phone box. Mazahir is going to try and light him up with that speed. He's going to try and create distance, and he's going to try and box around him, try to move around the hand and wrist, expose him early, and finish matches early. If Lapins makes it stop,
this is an exciting one for me, because I know Coach Ray as the coach, and obviously he's been over in Dubai helping out Larry. It's great to see him get this opportunity to show what a great arm wrestler he is himself.
He was really hungry, mate. He wanted the shot, wanted the opportunity. He gets it. You wonder how much emphasis Ray has been able to put on his own arm wrestling when he's been out there.
I was actually going to ask you that, because obviously the focus for him was going over there, helping Coach Larry. So has he been able to focus on his own performance?
Once we close your hands.
He looks focused.
We discussed earlier.
A lot of nerves at this stage. The opening exchange is going to be absolutely key, and to be perfectly honest, if you look at the face of Lapins, he looks like a mill pond, supremely calm, maybe even too calm, and he needs to be on his toes. He needs to be awake, and he doesn't. I think he might have been waiting for a riser. Yeah. I actually think he was waiting for a riser.
So tell us about the riser. What's the riser, Neil?
So he can use a platform. Basically,
I think we need chalk. We need chalk.
He's waiting for chalk. Okay. Ray just saying there we're waiting for chalk. He wants that, and that's particularly important for Raymond Lapins, and I'll tell you why. Because basically, he's looking to try and put the brakes on Mazahir. He's looking to try and close that gap, keep him tight, and stop the match.
He doesn't want anything slipping.
He wants to make there absolutely no opportunity for Mazahir to get multiple hits on him. He wants this thing to stop before it starts.
You can see the length of the arms there of Cedu. He's a much bigger, much longer man.
Yes, he is, and much heavier man. And that could play a part, and Ray needs to make sure that there's no velocity gain, that he's not able to blast away at him. And for that reason, I think Ray's right to just wait to get that chalk.
Shows his professionalism and understanding. He's not letting himself be rushed.
Yeah, very experienced man. Doesn't look
if there's no chalk,
like he's been around the game forever, but he has.
Yeah, that's such a minor thing. We'll get chalk.
great character, Ray Lapins. He's making light of it straight away, saying, look, that's the worst thing that can happen. Right now, he just needs to collect his thoughts. He needs to be singularly focused on the job in hand. And the job in hand is Mazahir Cedu, making sure that he gets those brakes on him. He wants that speed to be taken away.
How much is an issue like this going to affect their mental state?
Personally, if I was Ray, I would have waited. I think this is professionalism,
open hands.
Potentially
Open hands.
shown the wrong way from Ray. You know, he wants to make sure that he doesn't hold the match up.
I don't think Michael or Devon would have...
No, absolutely not.
I will
Now,
tell you when
the
you're close.
distance-
I need these level right here. Gentlemen, no
The
moving.
distance in the palms is critical for Lapins. He must keep that lower palm fed
Close
in
your
as far as he
thumbs.
can.
Do not cover the thumb. Close your hands.
He's going over my thumb. He's going over my thumb. See?
His hands
See?
are...
See what it
Mazahir
is?
trying to gain
I'll
height.
give you a freebie. That should be a foul if you cover his thumb. Okay? Just open back up. Open back
A
up.
little bit of experience there from
Level
Ray,
in the
just
center.
staying calm, making sure Bill knows what's the issue, pointing it
Close your
out, but
hands,
not
your
overcooking
thumbs.
it.
Close your hands. Do not cover the top.
Go! So important. There we go! Mazahir with a massive drive, and that's a win for the Emirates athlete.
Yeah.
He lit him up, mate. Look at that. I'd love to see the replay on that, and I think we might do, but I think Ray was looking for an infraction. He wasn't sure whether he came off the front of the pad. We may see a replay on it in a moment, but you can see that confidence has drained a little bit away.
Yeah.
I actually just heard him say there he needs chalk.
Yes.
And like you said, he needed to wait, not let himself kind of be played into the other man's favours, if you like.
I agree. And apart from the fact that mentally there's the
There you go,
replay.
there's the big hit.
Yeah.
Easy.
To be honest, that's the angle I wanted to see. Yeah, Ray right off the front of the pad. Now that's an ominous sign for him in some respects because he needs to have his weight dug deep and hard onto that elbow, try and turn and supinate a little harder.
Dig that elbow in and keep it anchored.
15 seconds.
We hear 15 seconds call by Bill Collins. We hear a lot from Devon Larrat, the comment, test your frame. And there are times in arm wrestling when you are required to run the gauntlet and test your frame. Make it about structure. Right now is that time for Ray Lapins. He must make it about structure. He must turn, supinate,
Do not cover your thumb knuckle.
commit. Confidence of Mazahir through the roof.
Close your hands.
You can tell he's looking.
There we go! Mazahir with the win again, lights him up. That's two, and it's too fast.
It's going to be too long.
I think Ray just hit the nail on the head. He does need to go for the strap. He needs to change things up, and this is the logical point. He's only got one arrow left to fire now, and he must make sure it at least hits the target.
It's 2 times in a row that he's not been able to stop the same attack.
Nightmare scenario for Ray.
Ray's an interesting character because he's very well known as a coach, isn't he, in the arm wrestling community.
He is, but the difference is when you're actually competing yourself as opposed to coaching is purely and simply that we're in a situation where he is able to view others and to spot the errors they are making. To climb out of your own presence, your own
Gentlemen, 15 seconds.
experience is really difficult. And Ray, I think, is appreciative of what he needs, but I'm not sure he's confident enough with that style of arm wrestling. I don't think he's going to try and reverse and top roll because he feels like Mazahir's speed would put him away early. It'll be interesting to see what style he tries to get to the strap, but he needs that strap. He needs to have an anchor point.
He definitely needs some kind of different tactic now, doesn't he?
He also needs to commit much harder. I think he should move to the opposite side of the pad.
No moving.
Close that space down. At the moment, he's a little monotechnical.
Close your hands.
Go! Better from Ray. He's gone on to a run, but it was great reversal from Mazahir. Sucked him into that, and as Ray heard that he was on the runner and went for the second drive, beautiful reversal from Mazahir. And Cedu takes it to 3. He's unassailable.
Yeah, he's out the blocks real quick. You could see the brakes were put on. But straight away, look at his confidence in him there as well.
Yeah.
He's going to be feeling good now, obviously. 3-0 in the lead. One more to guarantee it.
Well, you know, looking at what we've seen so far, the other thing, that elbow bobble again, he can't base his elbow, and that's the main problem that Ray's having here. He's struggling to base that elbow. He actually did well to put the brakes on that occasion, but it was kind of like he was a little surprised that he had, and he didn't settle himself. And when you get into that situation, it's very important to try and base yourself and just hold your position for a moment. Strangely enough, we actually worked similar stuff
Gentlemen,
today in the
15
practice.
seconds.
If you panic and drive, you run into a problem, and that's what happened there. Now, maybe Ray can get his head back on the game, slow everything down. If I was there in his corner, I'd be saying, take a breath, slow everything down and collect yourself.
What can he do differently to really make this
Hold
match
that
now?
position when he gets it.
Center.
Don't try to attack too early. Just hold your position. Shut down the space and supinate harder. That will create a much more difficult environment for Mazahir. But now the best
Close
Ray
your
can
thumbs.
do is get it to the silver bullet match. He needs to dig in. He needs to win everything from here. That's bad odds at this stage, you know.
Go!
Confidence would be the key. Stay close. He's onto the runner. Now he's got the strap. Now it's interesting. Now he's got the strap, and this changes things a little bit. That lower anchor point is going to be a big difference for him. He's on the runner. He's got a 3-foul system to contend with, but he timed that really well. The timing there is perfect because it's on the reversal.
Get the strap on so don't hold tight for me.
Let's listen to...
So how much of a difference is the strap going to make to Ray now?
It could make a colossal difference, but it also could be an advantage for Mazahir.
Mazahir, from what I've seen so far, seems to be the more powerful athlete. We know he's got that size. We know he's got that leverage.
The biggest problem for Ray at the moment, he hasn't managed to make this about structure. He's kept it on muscularity. He's kept it on linear movement. And to be perfectly honest, against a bigger and potentially stronger, certainly faster opponent, that is not going to help. It's not going to do him any favours. He needs to try to make the natural leverage work for him. He needs to try to make the space much tighter to shut him out, shut out the light and close down the avenue. If he can get Mazahir into, number one, the A side,
Open right here first.
he can bleed him, and it could make all the difference in the world.
Close your thumbs.
Can I get a little stronger strap? Just a little stronger
He wants the strap
okay,
tighter. He's looking to close down any movement potential. He needs to secure his hand and wrist.
See how tight
I'm going
he's
to let
trying
go,
to get.
gentlemen. No moving.
I think Ray should have a riser, if I'm perfectly honest. He looks
not
like
close
he's
over his
on
thumb.
toes.
Close your hands.
Shoulder.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to try this one more time. Open.
Ray
Set
a
your
little
elbows down and do
there.
not
He
move.
Needs to base himself. Ray is very unsettled here. Halfway between techniques there, and he needs to focus 100%.
High on his tiptoes.
Not
isn't
yet.
80% is no good at this stage. It's 100 or nothing for Lapins. It
Close
must
your
be
hand.
now.
Go! Runner!
Big drive. He's on the runner, but take the runner. Stay with it, Ray. Close down the space and stay with it. Don't rush now. Hold. He needs to relax and hold. Oh, don't finish. He did do.
That's a restart.
It's a restart. He was on the running foul, but let me tell you now, the gate of opportunity just swung open big time. He managed to put a little bit of bleed in there, but he also has given himself confidence.
You got one on you.
And he knows that in the strap, he can make it a match. Now, a little bit of gamesmanship would go a long way right now, Loss. He needs to not get to too much of a dominant position and make Mazahir feel like he's in the match a little more than he is.
I guess it takes a lot of confidence to be able to do that against your opponent.
It does, but there's a strength gap in that position. There's a familiarity gap in that position. Ray is a much more comfortable arm wrestler in the inside systems. He's much better there. So he can give ground once he finds that shape, he can afford to give a little bit. If he goes for the kill early, Mazahir's going to feel it, he's going to let up, and it's not doing him any favours. He's not getting bleed into his arm. And he needs to set the bleed. He needs to take put the brakes on this guy and take away the confidence that Mazahir has. At the moment, still, Mazahir is in the driving seat. He needs to relax. He needs to focus. And for Mazahir, the key is holding the pronation. Mustn't allow himself to be sucked into that hook. He can almost afford to slow down a little and focus more on dominating the hand and wrist. If he does that, Ray will really struggle to latch it.
Thumbs down.
Fascinating.
No moving.
Mazahir quite open. Looking for the big lap drag.
Close hands.
Go! A little unsettled. Base yourself, guys. Big drive, Ray. This is good for Lapins. This is really good. Needs to hold that shape. Very good for Ray. Hold that, Ray. And wow. It's on now. There's one pin. Now.
Amazing the difference now between the two.
As I said, it is on now. If he can make that, oh, what have we got?
Okay, he just got the.
Do we can have more chalk? Do we have chalk?
Yeah, we need chalk.
I have my liquid chalk. Can I take it?
I'd like to see another angle on it there.
Well, ask Adam.
Mazahir stays on. Ray stays on.
Looks like a pin to me.
That's a win in my
I
book.
have liquid chalk in my bag. Can I get it?
So his elbow went out on the pin.
Bill.
Great white, so he's on.
I didn't
see it.
Liquid chalk.
Yeah.
We need a different angle there. I didn't see.
Come back here, sir. Come off the front of the pot.
Chalk. Chalk.
So that pin did not count then.
No, twice.
I got liquid.
I'd like to see that replay again.
Yeah.
We've just been told.
Obviously,
We
we're
got
not
to see an
there.
angle on Ray's elbow
Go
there.
ahead and go back over there. Say it again, Serge. Come on.
From the angle that I saw then, I couldn't see any fouls, but
No,
obviously we're not there.
the angle we had didn't show anything there. I'm wondering what
So he come
Bill
off
Collins
before
can
the
do
pin.
here. He's got the opportunity for the replay. He's got the opportunity for the square in the air. I think it's a good time to take it.
You come off the elbow before the pin. So that's a running foul. So you guys are going to come back up. That's not a win.
Still round 4.
Yes. All right, let's go.
Now, this is important for Ray that he keeps his head because of greater significance, much
had the
greater
elbow coming
significance
off
for
before
him
the pin.
here.
Okay.
He needs to keep his head because of greater significance here is the fact that he put a bullet into Mazahir there. Mazahir
Just
is
gonna get the
feeling it.
strap
You can
on,
see
elbow
he's trying
down.
to shake everything out. He's feeling that
Same
lactic
match.
acid build up.
So this is the same match.
Yeah,
Thumbs
the
down.
same pull. So Ray doesn't get that on the board, but he did get a stop. He is finding a comfort level. The strap, they're still in it. If I had one piece of advice for Ray, it would be that he needs to not necessarily rush for that pin. Let the match happen, and it's going to give problems to Mazahir. Mazahir, on the other hand, needs to slow himself down a little bit and focus more on getting a good position before he rushes to the side. He's looking for the Cinderella pin. He's looking to finish
Is this
quick.
still,
Open.
is it 3-0 still?
Yes.
To Saidu.
Now it's showing on screen 3-2.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's the case at all. I think
this is still
it's
the
hit
first
twice. The first one was a restart on a
just
runner,
wanted to
and the
check
second
that.
was the same.
Close
Obviously,
hands.
Raymond's got some confidence now.
Big drive set up for Ray. He found that tight spot again. Needs to stay close. Now, surely he's in the best possible position there. Just hold, Ray. Hold, let it bleed.
There we go. You can see
That's
the
real.
confidence
That's
growing now.
legit. And that's one on the board. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Ray's going to win this match from there.
He just
Because
suddenly looks a lot more confident.
he does, and he's finding his shape. Mazahir needs to change something, and potentially he might be a little scared to do it. There's a point in any arm wrestler's career where they've got to wake up and think, okay, what I'm doing right now is not working, and I need to change my approach to this arm wrestling match. For Mazahir, that time is right now.
5
He
hours,
needs to
too much
base his
time.
elbow, move to the opposite side of the pad, and keep Ray outside the shoulder.
Third round, I'm like, where am I?
It's interesting listening to the athletes between the rounds. Ray is quite a colourful character, isn't he?
Sergio.
So right now we've got a 3-1 score.
We get
We've
a
got
foul on this side, on the same match, and
Listening
then a foul
into-
on this side. I need to know what you see. We got to stop the match,
Looks like he's gonna
and then
die.
restart him. So if he gets a foul, and he gets a foul, I'm running.
Runners.
Got it. I'm running.
Runners only. Runners only. No, I'm not going out.
like to get. There's a little confusion there about the scores, and I would like to get official confirmation on the score, because we are seeing 2-2 on the screen, but from what we were watching, it looked like 2 of those matches were restarts. I had it either 2 or 3-1, because Ray twice was told he was on a running foul.
We'll try and find out exactly.
I'm sure we're going to get clarification on that shortly. Mazahir's big opportunity is now. He needs to finish this before the strap gets applied. If Ray makes a mistake and doesn't find the strap, it's on.
You can see Ray is getting a lot tighter now. He's excited now. Back in the match.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves an arm wrestling match.
Do a runner. I don't care.
Was
it the runner?
Raymond Lapins.
While on the pin, before the pin.
I'm okay. I'm cool. I don't care.
Devon wasn't here.
And this is such a fascinating aspect of arm wrestling.
Yeah,
Watch this
I'm
match at the
trying to
start and
see.
you're thinking that Saidu is going to run away with this. Suddenly, the arm
My
looks
world,
tired.
baby.
And he's sitting there. This is his world. He's kept it closer.
I'll tell you what, that's harsh decision on Ray Lapins. From what I didn't see any infringement there at all. Let's have a look. The point of his elbow remained on the pad, from what I could see there. But wow,
some harsh decisions going on.
That's a harsh decision. I believe that was a legit pin.
Don't close until I tell you.
We will see. But Ray, very confident. He obviously feels something. He feels he's in the match.
Close your hand.
But apparently that pin did not count. We're back in the setup. Saidu to Mazahir. But a reversal there, Ray, beautifully timed. Lovely reversal.
How is that not a foul? His hands was like this. Don't make this man suffer. Like he had already.
Elbow down.
That's as aggressive as you'll ever see from Mazahir there. Just a great shot of Mazahir trying to reverse that. But in doing so, he overcommitted to the one shape, and Coach Ray felt something and reversed him back. Took away the hand and wrist. Ominous sign. Because that's showing a degree of lactic acid buildup.
I'll get it when you guys open.
Thumbs? Okay.
I said earlier, I had Ray picked when it changed, and I still do.
I'm going to get it.
Really?
It's there for the
those
taking.
first few matches, he's looked more confident, he's looked in more control.
Okay.
And you can see the confidence in himself has grown as the rounds have gone on.
Yeah, without a doubt, mate. I mean, what he was looking for was to try to find a position where he could get to his style of arm wrestling and put some bleed into Mazahir. He needs to do that.
Elbows down.
It's
Get in the
Mazahir's
center.
time
Elbows
to
down.
regroup now. He really needs to change something, and he's not done. If you look, Mazahir, perhaps a little bit of experience on the big stage, and fair play to the lad. This is his first outing at this level. And he's probably got a lot of nerves, and he's sticking with what he knows. But right now, that is not working for him. So he's got to focus more on the pronator, prevent Ray from turning his wrist over. Ray again, Ray has got this dialed in again, and there's the reversal. Runner for Mazahir. He doesn't understand, but he's on the running foul, and Ray's doing just right by not finishing. He's allowing Mazahir to bleed.
So the running foul, for those that don't know, that stops Saidu being able to win this match. He's committed a foul.
Did I have it? Did I have it?
And Ray was just letting him drain his energy for
Correct.
time.
Me?
So
runner, second, but he got runner too.
This is the fourth round right now.
Fourth round.
I can't understand what the down ref is actually saying there.
One. He's got two.
How come back?
Surely,
explain this to
Ray's
me.
being told that he's on a runner. I don't understand that. From
Fifth
This is
round.
still the fourth round.
What round? Fifth round?
Fifth round, yeah. 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah. So how many fouls? Who has? He or me? Okay.
Interestingly, Ray is not following the score here, and I must admit, at the moment it is difficult to do so because a couple of infractions called there, and it's hard to know from the replays we've seen how. I did not see any infraction.
Put your elbows behind my hand and set them down.
We may get another
Do not move your elbows.
So we're back into the. So I believe this is still the fifth round or the fourth round. This is the fifth round.
Thumbs down.
It's difficult to follow there, Lawrence, to be honest, because Ray had it at one score. I was aligned with him. He's just been told that that is not the case, and we're still in that same round. Now, I was of the opinion there that Mazahir was called for the runner.
That's what I thought. You even saw.
But it would appear
Bill
that
Collins
Ray
kind of even
has
called
been
it
given
going-
a runner, or Ray was the only man on the runner.
The shoulders are close.
I don't understand that, because it looked like the foul was on Mazahir.
Yeah.
Either way,
Okay, guys, open.
Lapins seems confident,
Elbows
and he's
down.
every reason to be.
He's looking composed, which is the most important thing. With all these different decisions going on, is maintaining your
Close
head
the
under
bumps.
that pressure, and he seems to be in. Being
No
able to
moving,
do that
gentlemen.
now.
The shoulders are here.
Absolutely hit the nail on the head, Loz.
No moving.
It's absolutely
your hands.
paramount now
Go!
that he retains that focus. Mazahir has changed things up, but it's not going to make any difference because the arm is failing him. And to be honest, at this stage, Ray's just putting more and more bleeding. Mazahir knows now that he's in a very difficult position.
I don't want to move around.
Lapins.
What's the score? What's the score? 3-2. 3-2.
The score is now 3-2.
People paid a lot of money. They don't want to see 6 rounds. They want to see 12, I guess.
Mark.
Ray at Lapins, taking a little bit of his aggression out on the down ref. I must admit, I think he's got a little case there because it seemed very clear to me that Mazahir had been given a foul. Funny enough,
The
though,
elbow come up there.
yeah, Mazahir, not intentional. He's not trying to foul. It's just purely and simply that the man is fighting for his existence in the
I'm
match.
guessing now that arm is exhausting. He's losing that power that he once had in the early stages.
There are a few options left for him, mate, at this stage, because Mazahir, whilst he's a very good top roller and an excellent arm wrestler, the issue is that he doesn't really have a lot of options. He's got that one option that he goes to, he
15
knows
seconds,
it, he's
gentlemen.
very good at it, and he's stuck to it. And at the moment, Lapins has managed to fish his wrist on 2 occasions, so his confidence barometer is through the roof. And Ray is in cruise control right now. He needs to keep his head, not be complacent, and cruise to the finish line.
3-3.
He's 3-2 down. He needs to get this in the bag, force the silver bullet, and from there he should go on to win. Open goal.
Today is
Really
best
put it in
of
the net.
6, but if it comes to 3-3, then we do have a decider.
Correct, yeah. So you would expect
I need these
that
open.
Ray can go on to take the pin at this stage. We may be underrating Mazahir. Has he got one last silver bullet in the
They're
tank?
open.
If he
They're trying
has,
to get you center.
he needs to fire it now.
Center.
Lapins has the advantage in the match, if not on the
Close your
scorecard.
Don't close your hands yet. Close your hands.
Ray cannot afford to be complacent. Must get out of that blocks. It's going to go to the strap.
That's what he wanted.
Ray was looking for that.
Yeah.
Let's come back,
See
gentlemen.
there,
Let's
that's
go.
what he was aiming for. And now you can see he's trying to get back to the table quickly.
Yes.
He's trying to bleed
Elbow
Saidu.
down, just to get the strap on.
Interesting, Loz, because,
Thumbs down.
we've seen Ray over there doing a good job teaching Larry Wheels, trying to get him ready, and there's been a lot of conversations around match readiness. Real match experience, that's something that Larry doesn't have at this stage. And what we're seeing from Ray Lapins here is the advantage that he has over Mazahir in real match experience, and it's evident.
Yeah.
He's kept his head, even under pressure. It's been a very good performance from Ray.
Well, watching those first few rounds where it looked like he was just going to be blown away, the transformation has been huge.
Elbow down.
And to be honest, you would expect at this stage,
Okay, you need to have to keep your elbow down.
barring acts of
You need to let him put his
miracle,
elbow down. Okay, let's-
he should
I need you guys. Let him.
go on to win this match. He should secure the match because
I know. Open.
he's got a more
You
complete
close again, I'm going to
range.
give you a foul, okay?
He loves the strap. He's in the strap, and he's facing a very
Close your
depleted
thumbs.
opponent at this stage of the match.
Close your hands. Go!
Good hit there. And some excitement from the back.
Yeah, he found his groove.
He's a real confidence now.
Dramatic fashion.
Super signing, right?
Where's the other strap?
What a way to start. Let's have a look at this on the replay, and that is an easy pin
7 round, yeah.
for Raymond Lapins. Textbook, all sides, drive to the pad. Lapins levels the score 3-3. We go to the silver bullet, Lawrence Charlotte. It's on.
They decide, and right now you can only see one man winning this match. It's a real transformation from the early stages of this between these two. It's like watching two different men. Now look at him, he's joking, he's relaxed.
Yes, you can see absolute evidence in front of you of the level of confidence that Ray has, because he knows now that he can find what he needs. He knows that he's got the tools to unlock everything that Mazahir brought to the table. He's found a way around.
15 seconds.
Now, you're someone that's arm wrestled all over the world
You want to start off with the strap?
in all different rules. It must be a horrible feeling when you just feel like that power has gone from the arm.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it appears to have happened to Saidu here. You know, we saw real quick attacking arm wrestling at the start of this match. Very, very intelligent arm wrestling by Rollins.
Sure, Dylan.
And he just seems to have broken his opponent round by round.
You'll hear anyone in combat sports tell you that the worst thing, the worst place you can be, the worst experience you can have in a fight is to be tired in there. Arm wrestling is no different. If you lose the ability to contest the match, you are in trouble. It's a very, very dark place. Right now, Mazahir Cedu has nowhere else to go. And unfortunately for him, at this stage of the
Elbows
match,
down, gentlemen.
he
Not close.
has not got the match experience or confidence to change up his game. It's still potentially winnable, but he needs to make fundamental changes to the setup, to the position, to the degree of
Even
pronation.
now, you can see the same process every single round.
Exactly.
No changes.
And it's
But the wrist is totally gone there.
and he sacrificed it there. We're going to the strap, and Lapins is in cruise
Back up.
control.
Who would have said I would top roll him?
Roy
Put your elbows
Ray
down behind my
Lapins.
hand just so I get the strap on.
Two things. He does not like top rolls. He loves cats.
You're pushing him off center. I'm just trying to get the strap on right now.
Rolly Ray. Another victory
Thumbs
to
down
take
on.
back home to his 3 cats in Latvia.
Those cats are going to have missed him.
I'll tell you what, he looks like he's enjoying his day at the Conrad. He's got the strap. Still needs to keep his mind on it.
Shoulder
Doesn't
back.
want to be too complacent. Mazahir now's, I mean, you know, a lot of people jokingly called this Desperation Day because of the prominence of the King's move in the 2 headline athletes.
Pushing him
if
off
I was
center, I think you
Mazahir's
get the
coach
strap
right
on.
now, it's the 90th minute,
Okay.
send the goalkeeper in. Literally, throw
Don't
everything
move.
at him right now. It doesn't matter, go for it. Jump on the gas, jump on it hard, because orthodox arm wrestling hasn't worked for him at this stage.
Elbows down,
Maybe
don't
throw in
move.
the element of surprise. 100 mile an hour straight
We'll
sideways
see
may
that.
work.
He needs something a little bit different.
Elbow
now.
down.
Yeah. You know what? Mazahir's put on a good performance. He's gone away
Close
with
your thumb.
a closely contested match,
Just
and he
your thumb.
started
Just hold the strap
really
on.
brightly. Just a little bit too much experience.
Came out like a rocket.
Yes, he did. He arm wrestled great at the start. I must admit, there's a little confusion
Open
on
your
my
hands.
part on
Open your
what
thumb.
was happening with the scores, because there was a couple of, for me, ghost fouls in there. I didn't see any infringement, but the referees have a better view of it than I do. They did see issues. Ray had the presence of mind to keep himself collected, focus on the job in hand. He did
Open
that.
hands.
He forced the draw. The silver
Open
bullet.
hands.
Here we go. Almost a dream
Thumbs
start
down.
to proceedings, Loz.
Yeah.
Really good match.
Okay.
He's still got a job to do, but he's enjoyed this one so far.
Got 1 foul for your shoulder. Okay. Don't move.
Mazahir is
Going
really
back like
struggling
this.
to.
He's pressing me.
I'm not.
No, he's not.
I don't care. I don't have a problem there.
Open. You bring that shoulder out one more time, I'm going to give you another foul.
One last round.
Close the thumbs. Close the hands. Go!
could see before that even got started, it was all over.
Yeah, you got a feel for Mazahir at that stage. Unfortunately, the lad just had given all, you can do no more.
So sticky, the touch is fast and working.
Yeah, everything he possibly could. He had no more in the tank, but he was
has to go in the green
arm wrestled tonight.
Mark has to go in the green room.
Lapins gets the king of the table underway with an impressive. Yeah, big win for him as well. Thank you, Dubai. He says he's been out there working with Larry Wheels. We're going to see the product of that in just a moment, and I'm very excited to do so. But as we watch these replays, what that tells tonight is that Raymond's Lapins came up with a very complete game.
Yeah, you have to be. Mike, yeah.
Okay. Mazahir, you can set with the technical guys.
And help them with fouls and running fouls and things like that.
You can help them for the scoring and the rounds.
So Sergio,
Yes, please.
You can help.
if I need you to be more active so I could see what's going on because I'm too into the match.
Okay.
Okay, so if you see
guys,
if
we'll
you
be
see
back
an elbow
after the
and no
commercial
position
breaks,
game, call her under.
Where we have Schoolboy versus Larry Wheels.
Maybe you're asking when you
We started with a can, added 200, no 250, no 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, extracted from plants. Yeah, plants. So you could do this, but not this. Vitamins B3, B6, B12, you're welcome. BCAAs, that just happened. Plus electrolytes, because sweat, and CoQ10, because we had room. And then we made it taste good, without the sugar. Now, go drink it. That's how we made Rain total body fuel.
A lot of people ask me, hey Todd, how do you get the beard that looks more beautiful than most women in the world? Well, I'll give you a hint. I don't use my enemy's blood anymore to lather it. No, not even the cow's milk of the first harvest. I use something very unique that I found online, beard oil, from thebeardstruggle.com. Can you imagine how many lives I would have spared if I just found this sooner?
Okay, guys, we are back. We have just had an incredible first match and a fantastic comeback there by Raymonds. How did you see that one go? Did you see that from the start, that Raymonds would be able to come back from 3-0 down?
Well, there's an old saying, isn't there, in football, it's a game of two halves, and we just saw that there also is that same thing in arm wrestling, because that was definitely an experience of two halves for the guys at the table. We saw Mazahir Cedu off to an absolute flying start. He put his top roll down and he sighed through Ray with ease, to be perfectly honest. The second half of the match, we saw some great adjustments from Ray. He managed to shut down the space, got to the strap, and once the match hit the inside, it was all about the Latvian. Took over the match, and to be perfectly honest, halfway, he was unfortunate not to have won the match earlier, or not to have got at least to the draw early. I thought the luck wasn't with him tonight with some of the calls. It didn't matter. He was confident, he was bristling from ear to ear, and he owned that match.
He seemed to really enjoy it, and now he's got another match to look forward to. His protege, the man he's been working with for the last 6-7 weeks, a man that everyone has been watching, and a real backbone to why this event is happening today, Mr. Larry Wheels taking on Schoolboy, one of the most popular names in all of arm wrestling. Let's see what happens now.
This is just such a pivotal match, such an important match. I mean, it's the coming out party for a strength athlete, someone with genuine strength pedigree. And Larry Wheels is definitely going to be watched by the strength world here. People want to see how Larry can do. They want to see if the experience that has been poured into him by Ray Lapins is going to be worth anything. The moment to prove that is right now, and he's against a very difficult opponent, a really tricky opponent in Schoolboy. This is a big man. For anybody out there who's watching the feed who isn't familiar with Schoolboy, please understand, we're not talking about a small individual. We're talking about a guy who is very, very serious indeed. He's 6 feet 5 inches tall, 110 kilograms of him. Schoolboy is a wrecking ball. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and Larry Wheels is going to need to get the brakes on him early. The same scenario that we saw in the first match, and things have changed. This time, Larry Wheels has to do what Ray Lapins did.
Dubai, welcome to
Back over to our host,
King of the Table, in association with the Dubai Arm Wrestling Club. Big thank you to all of you for turning out down here in Dubai, and of course all the tens of thousands tuning in across the globe. We'd love to have you here in the heart of the UAE as we bring you world-class arm wrestling straight to your homes. Match 1 has been done. Time now for match 2, and time for an education. Just 21 years of age. He is quite simply a strength sensation. The man taking the world of arm wrestling world by storm. He goes by the name of Alexander Toprol, but you, the world, know him as Schoolboy!
Here we go. Schoolboy. And he's under pressure here. The Russian athlete, extremely powerful, very, very elusive, and he's made to top roll. 6 feet 5 inches tall. And coming out there, you can see the stature of Schoolboy. He may not look as physically impressive as Larry. However, he's got pedigree in the sport of arm wrestling. He's got experience in the sport of arm wrestling. And he starts here as a favourite.
Oh, absolutely. And in terms of body weight, there's not much difference between them. Even though Larry is built like he was made out of granite rock, Schoolboy has that strength in all the right areas for arm wrestling.
For this match number 2 of the King of the Table here in the heart of Dubai. It's time to ramp things up. It's time for Wheels Up from the United States of America, based right here in Dubai, where he has a huge following. He's taking strength to whole new levels, and it's time to Wheels Up. Welcome to the arena, Larry Wheels!
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Huge excitement surrounded the entry into the world of arm wrestling of an athlete from other strength disciplines with genuine pedigree. Enter Larry Wheels. 6 foot 1 inch tall, and he looks like he's been carved from Zeus's tooth. This guy is powerful.
There's the arms. He's flexing them already.
I mean,
The shoulders and the arm, the biceps, the triceps. But is it all show, or is this man a legitimate arm wrestler?
we're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Larry Wheels. Attitudinally, this guy has shown that he's elite level. He has taken the lumps. He's literally worked as hard as any man could possibly have worked to get here. How much is it worth? We're about to find out.
This is exciting.
Well,
this is a match that
back, when you close your hand,
we've all been looking forward to seeing. Referee just going through a few final words with both athletes. Look how tall Schoolboy is.
You can see now that Schoolboy is a big boy, isn't he?
You call that?
Well, he's coming. He's the heavier athlete. He's the taller athlete. He's got the leverage. Obviously, musculature
elbows down. I got
is with Larry.
But
the experience, even though he's young, is still with Schoolboy in this match.
Without a doubt, was. And Larry is about to feel the venom. He's about to get that first hit, and that's the important.
Do not move, gentlemen.
Larry
Do not
can get
move.
the brakes on early.
Do not cover your knuckles when I close your hands.
But he needs
close your
to
hands.
stop it. He needs to slow it down. Huge drive, and Schoolboy breaks the hand.
He's laying down a message there.
Schoolboy just took the hand and wrist of Wheels and sat up. Little dominant, and that's that real
Look at the head shake
experience.
there.
Yeah.
Look at the confidence. Whoa.
Now, look at the distance between Larry's wrist and the arm of Schoolboy. He kept Larry's arm at bay. He created distance where there is none. He hit into the hand of Larry and then pronated hard, and that creates a gap. And that gap, whilst it was only small, increases his leverage exponentially as the match progresses. And we saw the evidence of that there. It was a crushing win for Schoolboy.
15 seconds, gentlemen.
He looked outstanding. Now, Coach Ray is going to be working hard in Larry's corner, but my concern is, with the best intention in the world, it's very difficult to get that level of expertise into anyone with practice alone.
Oh, absolutely. There's, in all sports, it's about being match ready. And this is, jumping into the deep end for essentially in terms of competitive experience, a novice. We all know how strong he is. We've seen the lifts, we've seen the people he's been against.
Close your hands.
Do not blink, ladies and gentlemen. Big drive! And that's the strap, and it was intentional.
So do you think this can help then?
I do think it can help a great deal.
He's going to be able to access that.
But my concern is that it's not going to help a great deal. I believe that, if anything, Schoolboy is more experienced in the strap than he is outside of the strap. A lot of people, he's going to blaze through their hand and wrist in his everyday arm wrestling experiences. He is happy in the strap. Larry may not be.
Okay, open, gentlemen. Okay, center. Close your thumbs. Close your hands.
Now needs to commit.
A win here.
Big drive, but Schoolboy still comfortable. Larry got a little purchase there, and this is better from Larry. Much better. But Schoolboy again able to finish it. I'll tell you what though.
He got more respect from Schoolboy that time.
Yeah, that was far better. Much, much better from Larry. Schoolboy had a little moment of concern there. And he rushed himself.
There wasn't the same confidence that he had in the first round.
Not at all. He drove hard himself, and he drove a little too early himself. But fundamentally, you can see the amount of effort having to be put in there by Schoolboy and having to be put in there by Larry.
Yeah.
And the difference is that Larry is on the absolute red line. He couldn't give any more.
Do you think sometimes in that situation, sometimes it's better to give up that round and come back a bit fresher on the next one? Or
you know what, Lawrence, I don't believe that it would make any difference.
Yeah.
I think it's just purely and simply the experience gap is vast.
This is Alex's brother with him there, looking after him. Another great arm wrestler himself.
He is. Alex Mazahir is a fabulous arm wrestler, but the problem is that
your distance, okay?
I don't think he needs to give much advice at this stage. I don't think there's a great deal that can happen that's going to make it any different.
Yeah. 15 seconds, gentlemen.
So they've got 15 seconds to hook up again. And now Larry's going to be taking every one of those seconds.
Time.
He really is, mate.
Let's go.
Larry's going to be feeling it. He's really going to be feeling this big time.
I guess that's one of the disadvantages of having such huge muscles, is that you burn through that lactic acid quickly.
Elbows down.
Or the lactic acid builds up quickly. And in terms of endurance, you can lose that power quickly. Larry is used to powerlifting, 1 rep, all-out explosive power. He wants to be winning these matches within a couple of seconds. Anything beyond that, he's going to drain quickly.
Go! Big drive again from Larry, but nothing doing there, and Schoolboy completely dominating the hand and wrist.
You're moving in front of the replay camera, so they can't see the replay.
Look at the hand dominance there, and what's most important there is how intuitive Schoolboy is.
Yeah, you can see.
You can see that experience. He's not having to think through the movement. It's there for him. He's just moving, reacting, and he's already got control of the match. Larry is feeling his way in the dark. This is new territory for him, and it's extremely difficult for him to find a foothold in the match. The strap may assist, but at this point in time, that experience gap is the difference between these men.
Do you think it would be good for someone like Larry, who clearly has great potential, to enter some competitions and get experience against lots of different arm wrestlers?
100% lost. What Larry's lacking is not strength, it's not physicality, it's not potential. He's got all of those things, but what he doesn't have is match feeling. He doesn't have familiarity with the position. And that's what he's lacking here. And Schoolboy at this point in time has been able to put a couple of serious hits into him, take away all of Larry's power, neutralise it in an instant, and from there, Larry's panicking and he's unable to recover his position. When he does so, it's nothing like what he's experienced in training. You feel for Larry Wheels. I'd love to see him get something in this match, but he's facing an extremely tricky opponent.
Yeah, an experienced opponent that already has the height advantage, the weight advantage.
Close your hands.
And years more training in the sport. Oh, fast hit there. Big
sweet child of mine.
And unfortunately, this is looking ominous right now.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to see Larry getting punished up there like that. He's just not able to find a foothold.
How many we got?
I fear that might be the case for him. Schoolboy's an extremely tricky individual.
I'm not keeping track of that, so...
What round is this?
The Schoolboy needs to stay focused as well. He doesn't want to loosen up. He doesn't want to let Larry access that power because, he's such a strong man. So he needs to stay on top of him and hit hard. He's doing exactly what he needs to do.
He really is. I mean, let's be honest. Schoolboy came to Dubai to win an arm wrestling match, and right now he's doing exactly that. You can't knock the man. He's doing exactly what he came to do, and he's doing it well, and he's doing it impressively. And right now he's dismantling his opponent. That was a comfortable victory. He what we call bone-lined Larry there. He took him out of position very, very early. Most arm wrestlers, when they start the sport, their arm wrestling is done in straight lines. It's done in lifting lines, if you will. The strength which you would believe is orthodox.
Gentlemen.
And it's done in an isolated manner. It's not done in a joined way. You're not joining up the muscle groups. It's like almost throwing an arm punch in boxing rather than twisting your body into the movement, utilising the shape. That's what we're seeing here from Larry. He just isn't able to piece the disparate elements together.
Thumbs down.
Schoolboy.
Close your hands.
Cruising at the moment.
Go!
May slow it down a little bit. Dominates the hand again. It's over.
And it's another quick win.
Turning into a very, very difficult night for Larry Wheels.
We don't need an extra, do we?
So in arm wrestling, even now he's got the win, they still finish off the 6 matches.
You know what? If I was Schoolboy at this stage, I would just jump into a hook with Larry. I'm going to be honest with you. He's nothing to lose.
Yeah.
He's already got the match.
I'd
assist the guy. I would assist the guy at this stage, and I'd let Larry get where he's comfortable. Let him have a little feel, get a little bit of movement and experience in there. And hopefully Alex does that. Hopefully he doesn't just whitewash it. I'd love to see him right now just jump into that hook, let Larry find his feet. I hope that Larry hasn't put it too many miles on the clock and that he's unable to recover anything from the match. Sure. Just get a feel from it. Because at the moment he's not had a chink of daylight, and it's a bit soul destroying. It's hard for anybody to swallow that, and particularly for someone like Larry, who is such a competitive individual in so many environments.
I think it's important to understand that Larry is still very much a novice when it comes to this sport.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy for us to watch his
Time, gentlemen,
YouTubes
let's
and
go.
see him training with the likes of Devon or Michael Todd or whoever it might be. But in terms of competitive experience, he's hardly had a match.
Were you on this side last time?
You know, I know from the little bit of arm wrestling I've done myself, I'm looked at as a big, strong man, so people expect this. There is so much to arm wrestling that he still needs to learn.
You're both agreed to
Potential is
stop.
there, and hopefully this experience doesn't put him off too much.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. One of my concerns was exactly that. Before the start of the match, I did feel that Schoolboy represents an extremely difficult opponent. Of all the opponents that could have been selected for Larry, Schoolboy is a very difficult one because he's an elusive opponent. He's not the type of guy who is accessible, and he's not the type of guy who is going to come into the position on the table that favours Larry or Larry's comfortable in. He's an opposing style.
You'd like to see Larry against, say, like a hook?
I would. I'd like to see someone who'd come and meet Larry head on, allow him to use the power. You know, if you were planning Larry's career for me, I would put him against someone who's not going to take away his power. A little better. Now you go.
He's looking better this time.
Yeah. Alex has done this on purpose. He's allowed Larry to get into the match, and he's letting him pull a little, letting him try and find some position. But Alex is in control, staying with it now and tightening down. And there's the pin. That was better.
That's what you expected to happen.
Yes, I did. And you can see that Schoolboy is acknowledging there that Larry's got a lot of horsepower. But what's evident is Larry, even in that position, is moving away, moving out of his strength, and I think he may have damaged something there.
He said he's done that.
Yeah, I think he may have tweaked something there. What he means there is he's gone to the absolute red line, past the elastic limit.
Oh, I've had a few sparring sessions and I've been there where you just have nothing left.
I'm not sure we're going to see Larry contest the last round. I think he may have tweaked something there.
On the way he did in the last few months.
Clearly, Schoolboy has been training hard these last few months.
Yeah, Schoolboy's at early 20s. He's actually younger than I thought he was. I thought he was like mid-20s. He's early 20s, 21 years old. He's an evolving force himself.
He's got to be an exciting prospect for us.
Without question, mate. I mean, you've got to remember with Schoolboy, this guy is coming up through one of the most difficult arm wrestling nations on earth. Russia is a dominant force in the world of arm wrestling. And to be perfectly honest, if you can make it in Russia, you can make it anywhere. And
time, gentlemen.
Schoolboy's the real deal.
So final round.
Yeah, I don't know whether we're going to see anything from Larry.
Going straight into the strap.
Yeah, I think Schoolboy will let it go anywhere now. I think he's going to allow Larry to pull. I would. I think most guys with this kind of dominance in the match would have just allow Larry to take it where he wants it and then sort of shape and move to him. And I hope that we see that from Schoolboy. I hope that he allows Larry to do that. Unfortunately, I think Larry's gone to the bank and there's not a lot left there now. Schoolboy there, baby-faced assassin. Looks like he's literally just come back off his paper round, but to be perfectly honest, the man is a serial killer.
I think he was weighing in close to 280 pounds, I think.
He's a big boy.
Thumbs down.
Let's see if he does allow Larry to access the strength. He's basically taken away the power this time. Larry has nothing in the match there. He just doesn't have any purchase point. I got a feel for Larry Wheels there, Loz. It's hard to watch that.
It's tough. But I think, like I said to you, Neil, it's important that we all understand that Larry is still very much a novice in this sport. And it takes years, not just for the strength, because arm wrestling is a unique strength. as well. I mean, people say it's all just technique. It's really not. The strength that some of these arm wrestlers have in certain areas. You know, if this was a powerlifting contest, Larry is going to wipe the floor with Schoolboy.
Yeah, you'd be looking at the same level of dominance that we've just seen from Schoolboy in an arm wrestling tape.
Different skill set, different muscle groups that are used.
What you've got to love about Larry Wheels, and I respect Larry far more than any other aspect of his game, is the man's attitude. I mean, it's faultless. It's total honesty. You know, you can't knock the guy. You can hear him in the background now.
Not that serious.
And he's supreme flawless.
Definitely.
Well done, Larry Wheels. My hat's come off to you, mate.
Great performance there by Schoolboy and Larry. We are going to commercial breaks.
I get another drink. It's all right.
Do you want to try?
We started with a can, added 200, no 250, no 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, extracted from plants. Yeah, plants. So you could do this, but not this. Vitamins B3, B6, B12, you're welcome. BCAAs, that just happened. Plus electrolytes, because sweat, and CoQ10, because we had room. And then we made it taste good, without the sugar. Now, go drink it. That's how we made Rain total body fuel.
A lot of people ask me, hey, Toah, how do you get the beard that looks more beautiful than most women in the world? Well, I'll give you a hint. I don't use my enemy's blood anymore to lather it. No, not even the cow's milk of the first harvest. I use something very unique that I found online, beard oil, from thebeardstruggle.com. Can you imagine how many lives I would have spared if I just found this sooner?
Actually, it did, Loz. Yeah, it went the way that we had an episode of The Fix the other week with Larry and Adam, and I said my greatest concern there was the trickiness of Schoolboy, the technical manner in which he arm wrestles and in which he thrives was not the kind of opponent that I would pick for an athlete like Larry. Unfortunately, he struggled tonight to find a groove in there. It's horrible to watch, really, because I really wanted Larry to come out of the match with something. he deserved to come out of the match with something. The man has worked so hard, so diligently. He's tried to pick everything up, and he's looked so much better. It's almost like he tried to go for a very, very difficult opponent early in his career. And I hope that that has not damaged his confidence. I think that Larry can still get where he's going without a shadow of a doubt. I think the arm wrestling world should embrace guys like Larry Wheels, welcome them in as they have done and continue to do so, because when he gets a little more match experience and he can access that power better, he could have a very significant future in the sport. Just needs a few matches under his belt.
Without question. He's got, if he stays involved with it, he's going to get better. He's going to make progress.
Sure.
But we have a big, big, exciting match coming up now. We're going to go to a interview now with one of our superstars of the events today. I am excited for this. Monster Michael Todd versus Devon No Limits Larratt. It's going to be epic.
I've been involved in high-level world title matches countless times in my career, but there's something special about this one.
It is the third match. We've each got one. To me, this is our defining match between the two of us.
What's different about this match to previous matches in regards to where I'm at with pressure? And there's been a few times. We've had two big matches like this previously. The first time Devon was the champ and all the pressure was on him.
The second time we were fighting for the #1 spot in North America, and now Michael is considered to be the world champion.
I think the pressure's all on me, but I did that to myself. I chose Devon. I chose the guy who some guys didn't consider to be at that level, and I knew he could get there. I knew that if I called Devon, I said, hey, can you be ready for this match? And as soon as he said, hell yeah, I knew it was on. I knew I was going to get the best Devon.
I've personally invested so much in the outcome of this match. I've changed my entire life around. So for me, this victory is so valuable. I've chased it so hard. I want this win very, very badly.
I believe he's the biggest threat to me because he has so many options. And this 292-pound version of him, no one's ever seen before. But I thrive under pressure.
The whole key to my victory will be in the strength of my hand. It'll be in me being able to dominate the high spot. If I can make him drop his hand, lose his hand, I will control the technical battle, and that's what I need to do to win.
The only way Devon Larrat beats me is if he's a level stronger than me. And I don't think that's the case. I honestly think I'm a level stronger than him. So as far as him coming out with this trick or that trick or doing something different, this preparation or that preparation, he's got a new game plan. None of that's going to matter if he's not strong enough.
Michael is fast, he's endurance, he's versatile, he doesn't quit. It will take a perfect performance for me to win.
This is the strongest I've ever been. I have more offensive explosion than I've ever had in my life. And when they say go, expect violence.
I am one of the athletes who can beat Michael. If I were to beat Michael, I would hold potentially the #1 spot in the world.
I'm very excited about this match. I'm very excited to have Devon Larrat as an opponent. But tonight, you're going to see something truly special.
Wow, that is two confident men, Neil. Let's head over to our announcer.
Can you take a picture with her too?
Of course.
King of the Table in association with the World Arm Wrestling League. We're live from Dubai, live from the Conrad Dubai, and we are ready for the main event, the long anticipated tiebreaker, the decider, if you like. One apiece between these two titans of the sport as they come together for the decider right here in Dubai. States versus Canada for match number 3, our main event of the night, to see who will be king of the table. And so, join me in welcoming to the arena. Things are about to get scary. He is the current heavyweight champion of the world in this extraordinary sport. He hails from Arkansas in the United States of America. Make some noise for the monster, Michael Todd.
Here we go. It is on. The main event. King of the Table, live from the Conrad Hotel in Dubai. And monster, Michael Todd. The WAL champion of the world. Arm Wars champion of the world. PAL champion of the world. 124 kilograms of him. And he looks focused, Lawrence Charley.
He looks ready for this. He's been building up for this match for months now. He's been talking about it every day on his YouTube page. It's all he's thought about. Beating Devon Larrat and being crowned as the #1 potentially in the world.
Looking at the stats there, 6 feet 3 inches tall.
Opponent into
huge
the arena.
individual.
What a pleasure. It is going to get extreme because we have, quite simply, one of the greatest of all time in our presence. A man who has rewritten the books of arm wrestling during his glittering career. Please welcome to the arena from Canada, Devon No Limits Larratt.
The Conrad Hotel falls into darkness momentarily, but a light in the sport of arm wrestling is about to shine as he makes his way to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, No Limits Devon Larratt. The biggest version of this man we've ever seen. And as he makes his way through the dry ice, emphasising his size, his stature, he wants Michael Todd to know that he came here to kill the monster.
There's no messing about with Devon today. There's no mullet. There's no joking about. He is here to show he's one of the absolute best arm wrestlers on the planet. He sounds more focused, more confident than we've seen him in years. He's the biggest he's been in, almost 300 pounds.
Those physical advantages evident there from the stats, 6'5" of him. And the leverage advantages that Devon takes into almost any arm wrestling match. And look at him, emphasising the size. He wants to show Michael how big he is. Yeah. Monster Michael Todd, absolutely fearless.
Open up, gentlemen.
Already.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. For the fans of the sport watching around the world, be ready. It is about to get messy. Tighten up your chin straps.
Here we go.
The first hit will tell a story.
Raise your hands.
Look for this to go to the straps.
You moved first.
He fucking went that way. I'm staying right in the middle. That way all day. You cannot call me on a foul when he's going all the way to the pad. Move, baby.
Sir, come here.
Devon Larrat there, the silver-tongued cavalier of Canada,
And on top of that,
befriending the referee early.
No, I can't call anything. I didn't see shit.
Hey, check this out.
Did you see anything there? I didn't see anything. But
Hi, Donna.
what did you see, Neil?
I read that he may have seen something there when the burn, so it's going to be a no call. We're going to try this one more time.
All right, I saw nothing also. I'm with Bill Collins. I was just going to say I saw
no moving, gentlemen, until I say go.
I'll let the men arm wrestle.
No
Look
moving.
for this to go to the straps. I expect it will.
go!
On the way, and that's where we're going.
I think we all expected
That
that.
is a straight baller.
Both the guys edging that little bit of the mind games in there. You're in so much trouble, Michael shouts to Devon Larrat. Both men want to be the alpha early in the match. Arm wrestling, the only sport in the world where a man can stand at the side of you and say, let's go and get the strap on, and it's normal.
Not prepared enough, Rebecca.
More than prepared, Devon.
Not prepared enough.
And these two both like the strap on, don't they?
Rising up in the strap, rep.
I'm just trying to get
I
the
know,
strap.
look what he's doing.
Now then,
Okay, guys.
As we listen to the guys backwards and forwards beating each other up, one thing that is going to be evident very, very early here, Lawrence, make no mistake about it.
I got to readjust.
The first 5 seconds after the hit will tell an enormous amount about tonight's match.
Watch his weapon, ref.
Hang on, gentlemen. I'm just
Michael Todd, he claimed that he would finish the match early. Claimed that there was going to be a strength gap.
Oh, yeah.
May have put himself under a little bit of pressure by doing that. Devon Larrat needs to be able to hold the centre. And Devon right there just told Michael Todd it's not the same guy, Mike.
It's on my hand. Tighten that sucker.
Michael Todd believes he is not the same version of him also.
Okay, hang on. Let me.
There are two men that do not lack confidence.
No. Right now, both of these men absolutely brimming with confidence. Both men feel right now that at this moment they could climb the wall of the Conrad Hotel using only their lips.
Close your thumbs.
Who will
no
come
moving,
out
guys, until I say go.
Here? 5 seconds.
Close your hands.
After this hit, we'll get a lot.
Yeah!
Devon Larrat with a tracer.
Foul! That's 2, baby!
That's 1.
No, you fouled earlier.
No, that's 1.
Oh, yeah. Put his hand up, ref.
Michael Todd claiming it was 2.
Okay, open up. Yeah, I need.
We want to see these guys wrestling, don't we? We don't want to see fouls dictating this contest.
No, we definitely don't want this to be decided on fouls. That's not what we came here to see. It's not what anybody came here to see. And I don't think it's going to be.
Okay.
It's all good.
Open, Devon.
So this is completely different to our first 2 matches where you had quite friendly, well-behaved gentlemen. Now you've got 2 men that are going to...
Yeah.
This is where the referee's going to have to work tonight.
Yeah. Bill Collins right now has an extremely difficult job. Look at the focus on the face of Devon Larrat.
Stop, dude. I haven't even done nothing yet. Hang on.
You get him straight.
Hang on. I ain't even got the strap on yet.
Easy. Oh, my God. It's so good. It's still not going to help.
Back a little. Okay. You guys need to have...
It's not you guys. I've done nothing. You're not even much tighter strap, ref.
Michael looking for that
Do not
strap to be as
close
tight
over
as
your
possible.
knuckles.
He wants to be able to move Devon's
close your
arm off
thumbs.
centre, a long way off centre.
No moving until I say go. Devon, you got one foul.
Access the press. This
Close
is
your
the
hands.
story. It's about to unfold. Ladies and gentlemen, and away we go. The king of the table is on, and Devon Larrat has held centre, and from there he will start to climb. Start to bounce.
Got a runner over here.
Ominous signs for Monster Michael Todd early. Ominous signs for Todd early. Now, Michael Todd let that go.
Okay.
He asked, isn't he on the running foul? Bill Collins replied yes. And he let it go.
So we're still at 0-0.
That was a smart move from Monster Michael Todd, but, and it's a big but, on the start of the match,
Devon didn't go anywhere, did he?
Devon didn't go anywhere. I said earlier on today that if Devon can hold centre and climb height, he has the capability to beat Michael probably more easily than anyone else in the sport.
Thumbs down only.
A big statement there, Mr. Neil Pickup. And he's there telling him he's going to make him quit.
Pendulum of opportunity swings in the favour of No Limits Devon Larrat. Michael Todd will be asking himself a series of questions right now. He may have mistimed the hit. There may have been other nuances there that we aren't yet aware of. But if that was the case, we're about to be made aware of it very, very quickly, because Michael will make that adjustment.
A little closer.
And we're going to see something very different now. Devon Larratt's confidence just went through the roof, ladies and gentlemen. And for people on Team Devon,
gentlemen, close your thumbs.
Things are looking rosy.
Do not cover your thumbs.
He's leaning me that way, ref. He's leaning me that way. Push me that way.
Held centre.
Push back to center. Push this to center.
And then some.
Close your hands.
Go! Into Michael's hand. There's a big drive. Better from Todd. That's much better from Todd. But Devon has held centre, and he's still in this match. He'll continue to work that bounce and then look for the climb. Separation. Great drive from that's excellent from Larratt, and Larratt is keeping his wrist also. Todd is in difficulty here, real difficulty, because now Devon Larratt is not bleeding at the same rate as Michael Todd, not even close. And all the time he's chipping away at the confidence, and he's going to finish this match.
Look at the confidence there. Wow. Devon taking the first pin. And like you said at the start of that, he didn't give. I think we were expecting, you said at the start, you said to me before this, we went live on this, if Devon can hold him in the centre there, he can win this match.
And I also, if you remember this afternoon, said, Laws, that he has the capability to beat Michael easily if he can find that position. Now, the greatest concern for Michael Todd right now, that was not difficult. Now, Michael has got to make some very, very tough decisions right now, but he needs to make them early, and that's going to be a real test for Mike, because for the last few years, Michael has been comfortable. Let's just listen.
Always, baby.
Now, that's just Devon trying to throw Michael off his game. Nothing more. Michael's professionalism needs to take over this match, and he needs to amend and adjust his position. Michael Todd at this stage needs to go back to a bit of orthodox arm wrestling, and he needs to try and force Devon into a position that he hasn't prepared for. Right now, everything is going to the script.
Devon shoulders,
of Devon
bring
Larrat.
that one in.
It's working out exactly as he wants it
Break
to.
that arm right now.
Well, go for it,
I'm
boss.
gonna.
Then fucking do it.
Let's do it.
Fairy tale start.
Or starting to hook.
For no limits, Devon Larrat.
Listen, hey.
It's a perfect start for him.
Let's
Obviously,
get this match started.
You know, we all heard Michael said he's going to win this 6-0. Already that's going to be going in, the processing in his head.
Bill Collins, give the signal for the straps.
So they're starting with the strap.
All I'm doing is getting the
it's a
strapping,
strap.
gentlemen, so just relax for me. Thumbs down only.
So I guess we're expecting every single round to go to the strap with these two.
Yeah, I expect both men will want that.
Devon, can you back shoulder him until I get this on?
Monster Michael Todd needs to go to the well. Needs to amend and adjust the position.
Devon, push him off.
He's not going to get what he's looking for from this match by trying to transition to anything like the extreme outsides. Anything that he'd planned for coming here and breaking open Devon, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. He needs to go back to the playbook and think about potentially the other end of the spectrum that he dominates, which would be the extreme press. What he needs to do is force the issue early. Force it now and make sure that he gets Devon Larrat onto the B side. He needs to put Devon onto the B side and onto the B side.
On the edge. That's why it's like that. You guys want to get in the center, get your elbows in the center.
In danger of being
elbows
run
in the
over.
center, gentlemen. Square your shoulders.
Don't pull my hand.
You just moved it back.
You're pulling my hand.
Wrist, straighten up. Come on, guys, you know what there's going on.
Devon Larrat, bristling with confidence, bristling with
Thumbs down,
desire.
gentlemen.
The man
Not
looks
cover the knuckle.
superhuman in that first start.
Close the hand.
Michael Todd, how bad do you want this? Big drive. Running foul for Michael. That's not good at all. And Devon is still in a good position. Now, Devon, interestingly, actually tried to close the gap a little there, and he's working hard on those lower fingers. That gives Mike the opportunity to make him bleed.
He's so weak. He's so weak.
Devon Larrat.
Wow. You don't see many people press through Michael.
That is so impressive from the Canadian. No limits, Devon Larrat. Statement made, Lawrence Charlotte.
Huge.
Statement made.
Hey, Mike.
And from, look at that.
6-0.
confidence.
Wow.
Huh?
No, this point in time, Michael Todd will be asking himself more questions potentially than he's ever done in his arm wrestling career.
So what's going through Michael's head right now? What's he thinking game plan wise?
Michael is very concerned at this stage. His game plan has collapsed like a pack of cards. And right now, he needs to go back to the drawing board. He needs to pace himself. He needs to try and change up the technical aspects of the match.
15 seconds, gentlemen.
15 seconds. They're going to take every one of those seconds again. Michael's ready.
Michael clearly flustered. You can understand exactly why.
Say it again.
Square shoulders.
Devon,
Stop looking for him to save you.
Devon.
It's unbecoming of a champion.
Whatever, bro.
Devon, shoulder in.
This is far as he can
No,
get.
no.
Look at me.
You're square.
You're strapping now? All right,
Okay, Dylan, I'm just getting the strap on, so help me out here.
Michael's confidence looks visibly drained from him there, Lost.
I was just going to say this to you.
Well, I mean, you could just be fair.
Before this, and with most matches I see Michael, you see that confidence. He's almost there saying, oh yeah, you're doing great, Devon. That's unlike him.
Yeah, very. Almost an air of subservience there from Michael. Could be reverse psychology.
Surprise, surprise.
No, it's very impressive.
More, please.
More what?
Like pull it down more.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing both of these athletes want
He's actually pretty strong. He's actually pretty strong.
Michael again saying how strong Devon is. That's not good.
I'm all good.
He means it, Lawrence. Devon Larrat has thrown Michael's game dramatically. Right now, Michael is questioning what options he has because he couldn't move Devon off centre. Not only was Devon strong enough to hold centre,
for him, please.
he was dominant in centre.
Thumbs down, gentlemen. No moving. Do not cover your thumb. Close your hands. Go!
Yeah, that's it.
Big drive.
He went for the drive there and it didn't.
Dramatic drive from Michael, brave attempt. But the downside for Michael is that he couldn't. Oh, and he's conceded that one. Wow.
I never thought this.
He's got him beat.
Well, you saw it before.
Remarkable set of circumstances. Devon Larrat is taking over. Michael Todd looks really concerned. He looks shell-shocked.
Now, is this, in your opinion, is this Devon is that much better, or is Michael not looking his best?
No, I think Devon's that much better. There's nothing that can be said at all. There's no possible area that you can fault Devon in. Devon is extraordinarily talented, and tonight that is potentially the best version of Devon Larrat that we've ever seen.
Clearly, Devon's come in to bring as much power as possible for this match. We've seen it, the pancakes, the talk of getting bigger.
Yeah,
he's always been a great arm wrestler.
Absolutely, Loz. And you know what I really like about this as well? I'm going to say I love about this from Devon is that he's taken this back to orthodox arm wrestling, mate. He's not winning via King's moving. He's not winning. He's winning on orthodox arm wrestling. And he look at the integrity of the man's hand and wrist.
Just looks.
It's not sacrificed in any way. He's completely dominating the match there. He's brave enough to hold on to Michael there, and he's not concerned about his wrist and hand being sacrificed. Michael Todd doesn't appear to have anywhere else to go, and at this point he hasn't got the strap. Now Devon, still dominant, but he's waiting for a little gap. He's waiting for Michael's hand to open, at which point he could reverse the match. Right now he can't feel it. Now he's starting to apply. Potentially we could end up in a strap here.
That's the pin?
Yes, that's a pin. Yeah, that
And look how happy Devon is.
And it was a pin, and it was an exceptionally timed pin.
Wow.
And things we've got to bear in mind here, no one in recent times has run through Michael Todd like that.
What do you want to do?
No one.
I've not seen it.
I got nothing. We can keep going. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
I'm proud of you, dude.
Michael Todd on his... and hats off to Michael Todd. He just said, I'm proud of you, dude.
I mean, we've seen they're good friends behind the scenes.
Well, let's give Michael some respect. He just said, I'm proud of you, dude. What do you want? What do you want him to say?
That's right. That's
you
it.
can't knock that, can you?
Okay.
It's great sportsmanship there.
Remarkable. Look what it means to No Limits Devon Larrat.
You can see there after that second pin, Michael didn't think he could win.
No, we spoke to Devon Larrat this afternoon, and it was extremely insightful. I told you the impact that had on me earlier today, Lawrence.
Just don't hurt me, okay?
I didn't expect this.
I don't think anyone expected this.
Whatever grip you want, I don't care.
Devon Larrat has looked truly exceptional.
Yeah.
Truly exceptional.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I had to try to get it in there. Ah.
1 foul. Elbows down. Thumbs down only. Kevin, bring that shoulder in. Close your hands. Go!
Michael Todd with an enormous drive tries to reverse off the start. He went to the well for the inside technique and couldn't get any purchase there. And I'll tell you what, that's incredible.
I didn't even want that one.
I mean, I didn't expect this.
We'll try to do it.
You want left?
Oh, fuck.
Michael Todd conceding that match.
They're doing a left?
No, what are you guys doing?
We're doing a left.
They're making up their own rules now.
Wants it, I'll go left.
Now, just take it easy on my left.
I'll just hold it. I'll just hold it.
Yeah.
I don't even understand what you guys.
Hey, Thor, you said that shit,
You guys want to do an expedition after this?
Just let me. He won.
Woo!
What are you wearing underneath that? Looking like a Superman something.
Persistence prevails.
These guys are going to try a left-hand match.
Huh?
How you get these off?
What do you think of this?
That's when I used to do cardio. These guys.
To be perfectly honest, I really feel for Michael. He looks
Like I said,
in a very difficult
somebody,
spot, and I've never seen Michael look like that in a match. All credit to Devon Larrat.
I'll stay with you.
I'm not sure why they've moved to left arm. Very unusual. Pointless exercise in many ways.
Go!
Just go and pin it. Yeah. I know, but I don't see it. Right. Go.
There we go. All over.
Never going to be close on the left arm, mate, to be perfectly honest. But
we know.
Let's be honest tonight, it wasn't close on the right arm. The story of the night is enormous shock.
I'm still in shock at this result. I never thought, I know Michael spoke about the 6-0 beforehand.
Hey,
I didn't think that would be the case. I thought it would be a battle between the two. But Devon has come in and absolutely blown him out of the
Thank you
water.
so much. I guess the first people I'd like to thank is the UAE and Dubai for letting us come together and celebrate life and fitness when so much of the world, we can't do this. When I got the call from my good buddy Michael Todd 5 months ago, I was in a very bad place. I gotta say that Michael turned my life around. I feel like I was not in the best place, and the shot at pulling a guy I love so much, who I hold in such high regard. It changed me. So thank you, and thank you, Core Sports, and especially Larry Wheels, even though you got crushed, Larry. Hey, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? You just need more devious trainers. Coach Ray is way too waff.
Come on in. Get the camera.
Hey, thank you so much.
That was a show. You guys are showmen,
dude.
Honestly,
I'm gonna tell you guys, Devon just beat the absolute best version of me I've ever been. So there's something special right here, guys. It means a lot that it helped change your life.
It did.
But I knew the call.
But it's a claymore.
Hey, thanks for everybody who loves arm wrestling. Thanks for everybody who watched. Larry, I hope this is the beginning of something great.
It was a huge success. And with your guys, you have supported, so there will be more. There will be more, especially after everyone has seen this. There has to be more. This is amazing.
It was awesome, dude.
It was awesome.
Man.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Hey, awesome, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, buddy.
Congratulations, champ. Proud of you, buddy.
Super positive news there from Larry Wheels. Coming in and confirming that his interest in arm wrestling remains big, but in the most dramatic fashion possible. A win from Devon Larrat.
Hey, it's all good, man. Seriously, it's fun times.
Oh, yeah?
In a fashion no one expected loss.
Has anybody ever arm wrestled?
Absolutely. I mean, the star of the show, king of the table winner, Devon No Limits Larratt. Potentially the number one in the world right now?
I think that anyone who didn't watch that and get shivers down their spine, anyone who watched that and does not believe that Devon Larrat represents a threat to anyone in the world right now.
In Dubai. That concludes the official part of the evening. Do stick around to catch up with the athletes themselves. All of them are still with us here in the arena. Again, to all of our viewers around the world, thanks very much indeed for tuning in, and keep up to date with all the latest developments with Coah Sports on the website. Until next time, good night.
Truly remarkable, shocking event there. World Arm Wrestling seeing potentially the best version of Devon Larrat that we have ever seen. He came in bigger, he came in ready. I think the mental focus and